this video we're going to take a look at the dialogue, we're going to read it and translate it word by word, giving some explanations and then reading it again. So let's read the dialogue. Lodwai taiba, signora Mikalev. Lodwai taiba, Joseph. En posta alia? Iva, signora. Ana rceveina zauj itri. Minant min? Uma tassur Tony Fenek. Ulocha? Kinu het nein tassur Fenek. Ftachtom? Iva, da lodu, ftitiat ilu ftachtom. U raitom? Adni maraitomsh. Nista neftachom. Aitiomli. Aun uma. Iridni nerjan haras lenil contrati o dinil haja matojobnish. Ima dinci haja li kulhate kollu jamel, sfortunament. Nista nainek? Le, grazie. Alex sirt negociant. Sabish namal negociu. Forsi ni batlu shikorazioniet. Blimail? Bilfors sabish imoro negociau ik tart. Alright, sei kolok bizon lili, signora? Le, da kolos. Sten aftit. Distat vida lil hinta laa tiai limis? Das gur, signora. Sia wara. Sabish nista niktep risposta assur fenek. Alright, seier ninforma lil tauk li seiatendu. Grazie. Alright, so I hope you understood some of the things that are in the dialogue, but we're going to take a look at the dialogue now, word for word. So, Lodwa itaiba, what does that mean? It means good morning, and it's really formal. Well, it's a nice way of saying good morning. You have bonjour as well, but that's not really really formal. Signora Mikalev. So literally the morning here, Lodwa is the morning, the good, Lodwa it taiba. And Signora Mikalev, that's Mrs. Mikalev, or well, not Lady Mikalev, but Mrs. Mikalev. Mikalev, typical Maltese family name. Lodwa it taiba, again, Joseph, so that's the name of the person, the man Signora Mikalev is talking with. And posta alia. Is there post for me? Are there any letters for me? And here you see that there is no verb in the sentence, even though in English we're going to say is. Is there any post for me? And usually am, it's a word that you would use to say is there or there is. So it also means there, but it can also mean there is. And in this case, it's is there. Is there post for me? Posta, well, you recognize posts, any mail for me. And alia, that's the al, the preposition for. And ia is for me. So alia. You also have alik, that's for you, and then so on for him, for her, and etc. etc. Iva, signora, yes, Mrs. or yes, Mrs. We received 2 letters. Ahna rceveina zauj itri. We, ahna. Rceveina, you may recognize here receive somewhere. You see the R, the C, the V, and you could somehow relate to the word receive here. Rceveina zauj itri, and it's in the past tense, so then you know that the conjugation will be at the end with the na. Zauj, that's 2, and when you're using 2 in combination with a noun, we're going to use zauj. Maybe you know tnein as well, but that's not used in combination with a noun. So 2 letters, zauj itri. So, well, then you use zauj. Minant min, from who? The min here with 1 single n is who. Min with double n, it means from. So then you're going to use 2 n. Kind of confusing because you can't hear the difference when someone is talking. For example, menu, who is it? Well, you don't know whether it's from or who. You have to know from the context. Uma tasur Tony Fennec. They are, Uma, tasur from Sir Tony Fennec. Tony Fennec, that's the Sir, that's the name of the Sir. Also typical Maltese name, Fennec, typical family name. And tasur, that's tal. And when the article adapts here to the first letter of the noun, so as there are many others, for example, tnain here, you also see it's not an L that the article is using. Then we're going to adapt the tal as well. We're going to make it a tas. For example, Taslima. That's a town in Malta. We're not going to say Tal Slima because the first letter is an S. All right. Ulohra, u and lohra, the other. The itra, so that's the letter, is female, so we're not going to say lihor. Lihor is for male, or lohra is for female. Kinu nein tasur Fennec. They were both, or the two of them, were from Sir Fennec. So two of the letters. And here you see, it's not zouch, but tnain. And why? Because the zouch is in front of a noun, and at tnain it has no other noun. So then you can use tnain. That also means two. So they were, kinu past tense, itnain, the two of Sir Fennec. And then, ftahtum. What does that mean? Did you open them? And in English, well, did you open them? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 words. But here in Maltese, you can just say it in one word. And it can be a little bit confusing. But it's a normal word. I mean, that's how you say it. You is... You can see that it's you because of the conjugation, because it's made up of two parts. The ftaht, did you open? And then thumb. The thumb, that's the You may think, oh, well, that's the conjugation, this but no. Thumb is added here to the word. And the that's the thumb. And then the ftaht, that's to open. So there, ftaht in the past tense, did you open? And then is thumb. We're going to see it again here. Right. All right, so did you open them? Iva dalodu ftitiat ilu ftahtum. Yes, this morning, a few hours ago, I opened them. Ftahtum, that's again ftahtum. Iva, yes, dalodu, that's also something special. Sometimes you can, if you're saying this, like dan, and then you have il, the article, you have to actually use the article when you're saying this, this thing. For example, dan il ktib, this book, you're going to actually say this, the book in Maltese. But sometimes they are put together, like here, dalodu. Then they put them all together. Specifically with this morning, it is like this, dalodu, this morning. There's the odu, that's the morning, and the dan and the l are put in one word. Ftitiat ilu, a few, siat hours ago, ilu, and you may think, oh, well, hours, isn't that the plural? But yes, and shouldn't I write ilom? Well, no, it's ilu. That's to say, well, ago. Ftahtum, I opened them. U raitom, did you open them? And did you open them? Right, again, oh, sorry, no, that's not did you open them. That's the ftahtum. The raitom, did you read them? From na'ra, I read. So you see here in the past tense, it becomes right, I read, or you read. And yes, the conjugation of the first person in the past tense and the second person in the past tense in the singular is the same in Maltese. Yes, so you have to know from the context whether it's I or you. Because Maltese doesn't take personal pronouns, well, unless you want to accentuate that it's the person, I or you, but you don't have to. So, from the context you need to know here, and did you read them? Again, write, you read, or I read, and them. Alright, good. And then adni ma rajtomš. Adni, that's still. And ma rajtomš, I didn't read them. So together it would become I still did not read them or didn't read them yet. Something like that. And the adni here is conjugated. So you have to conjugate it. Adni. I did not open them. Negative in Maltese, ma and then sh at the end. Rajtomš. And you recognize rajtom from here, rajtom. No, I didn't yet open them. Right, and then and then sh. So yeah, pretty confusing because in English we wouldn't add these words, you wouldn't paste them together. Next sentence, nista niftahom aitium li. I can open them, so nista, very frequently used nista, I can, and then aitium li, give them to me. Alright, so nista, nista, that's with this accent, that is the ein. So we do not end words with an ein in Maltese, so the ein, that's the letter that you see here, is G, H, that's the ein, and if it is hidden, then we put it in a little, some kind of inverted comma at the end of the word. Niftach, to open, I open them, I can open them, give them to me. Atium li, from yati, he gives, and then them, so give them to me, the imperative. All right, next part. Aun uma, here they are. So here they are. And then quite an interesting sentence here. Iridni nerjan hares lenin contrati udinil haja matojub nish. Ima tinci haja li kulhati kolu yamel sfortunament. So that's the one that the Signora Mikalev says. So irid, he wants. Mind that if the letter before the irid is a vowel, then you're going to change this E into a J, like this one here, like this. Oh, but it's not, because it's at the start of the sentence, and I think here it's another font, so I'm going to correct it here. Whoop, there you go. Well, I don't know why, but this is an I. Iridni nerjanares. He wants, and the ni here, he wants me. And this is again pasted to the verb, just like we've seen here with the niftahom, the I open them, and then here he wants me. It is pasted to the word, to the verb. He wants me to look again to the contracts. That's the whole sentence here. He wants me to take another look at the contracts. The nerja, it comes from erja, repeat, or do it again, something like that. It's when you're repeating or an action. So he wants to again make me look at the contracts. And nares is to look, well, I look, and it uses lein as a preposition. Nares lein, to look at, so that's kind of the fixed preposition with nares. And then il contratti, that's the contracts. You can somehow recognize it. it's a little similar to English. All right, so he wants me to look again at take a look at the contracts. Din il-ħaġa ma toġobnix. And I don't like this. Okay, I don't like this. Lots of words to say I don't like this. Well, this thing, so I don't like this thing. As I said earlier with the dal odu, you need to put an article here after you say this or that. Din il haja. You can't say din haja. You have to say din il haja. So that's why it's din il haja, and haja thing. Shi haja something. Something you might hear a lot in Maltese. Shi haja. Dini shi haja importanti. That's something important. Din il haja ma toġobnix. I don't like it. Toġobnix, that's kind of not an easy word. Maybe you know jek jożbok. It actually means please, but literally it means if it pleases you. It's a bit the same principle as jisimni or jismek. Like shismek, what is your name? We're going to put the conjugation, even though it is in the present tense, at the end of the word, toġobni. And the ni is the conjugation. I don't like it, so the I, you can see it here. This is in the negative, so it makes it even a little more complex, the ma and then the sh. But we're going to focus on the positive for a while. So the ni, that's the conjugation of the present tense of I don't like it. All right, and then the jożbok, it means if you like it. Then we're going to put here in the end toġbok. And why is it a T here and not a J? Because you know jek jożbok. Well, because din il haja is female. So then we're going to use a T instead of a J. Otherwise it would have been, well, ma jożobnix. All right. So, and I don't like it. The thing here is actually subject. This thing is not liked by me. That would be literally translated. So the t here is referring to the haja, and the jożobni is well, what we say, the subject. I don't like it. Maybe if you know any Spanish, me gusta, then it's a bit of the same principle, because the me isn't really the subject there. I like it. Me gusta. All right. Next sentence. Ima din xi ħaġa li kulħadd ikollu jagħmel sfortunament. Ima, but din xi ħaġa, this is something. Xi ħaġa. Some people say xa ħaġa, but right here, xi ħaġa. This is something that, so xi ħaġa, something that kulħadd, everyone, has to do. Ikollu jagħmel. Ikollu has to, andek or undo or anda and so on is more specific. Ikollu is used in a more general sense. Sfortunament, luckily. You could say, fortunately. Well, because there's this S here, it's unfortunately. All right. Good. So, nista najnek, can I help you? Nista, I can. Again, you see here this inverted comma hiding an ein. Nine, I help. And then ek is this you. Same so for niftahom, the them. And we've seen another one. But where did I? There's this ni here. Here. And this here, this irid ni. He wants me. And can I help you? So we paste this me and you at the end of the verb. which is not done in English. We don't paste it, and it makes it, well, the conjugation is sometimes a little bit tricky, but all right. So, can I help you? Mr. Nijnek. Something you can tell to Maltese people when you see they're struggling. And then, lele, grazie. No, no, thank you. Alek sirt negociant. That is why, or so, something like that. Alek sirt, I became negociant, business person. So in the case of Signora Mikalev, I think that's businesswoman, not businessman. Sabish namel negocio. In order to, sabish, make business or to do business. Namel, that's to do or to make. And sabish, you can also remove the sa here. Bish is in order to, or in spoken language, halli. So you can remove the sa here in order to make business. And why is it namel? Because it's the person in order that I make business. Signora Mikalev is talking about herself. All right, good. Forse nibat logic, maybe I will send him some corrections. Maybe, so nibat lu. Lu means to him. Nibat, I sent. Nibat. If you're looking on Facebook, people who don't write proper Maltese, they make a lot of mistakes here because nibat, this ein here is quickly forgotten, and especially if you're on social media, you have to write quickly. You don't write the ones that are the letters that are important, but okay. She, some, and then correctioniert, corrections, the plural of correction. All right, blimeel, with email or by email. Bl comes from bi, with, and then together with the article le, with email. Bilfors, sabish imorgen ni negociao ik taart. Bilfors, personally, I have a little bit of difficulties translating this into English because I don't use it very often personally. So it means necessarily. In French, forcément. If you know any French. Sabish imoro, sabish, we've already seen it, in order to go negotiate later. Ik taart, literally more late. But, well, that's kind of what later means, more late. Ni negociao, so we can negotiate. Ni negociao. And then here, au, that means it's we in the present tense. And let's go to the end of the dialogue. Alright, say colloque beson lili, signora. Alright means alright, one of these many words that are taken from English. Say colloque beson lili, will you need me? Or do you have any further need of me? Or somehow, yeah, can I still help you with something or so? Signora, Mrs. So, se plural tense, se i colloque. I colloque, that's from andek, and andek bzon, do you need? But because in the future we're going to use colloque, andek in the future is i colloque. Lili, have any need of me, signora? Le, dak kollox, sten ftit, tista' tbidel il-ħin tal-laqgħa tiegħi li jmiss? No, that is everything. Kollox, everything. Sten ftit, hear it very often. Wait a little bit, so that's the imperative. Stena, ni stena, I wait. Stena, wait, like an imperative, like do a little bit. Tista' tbidel, can you? So that's not the nista that we've seen earlier. I can. Tista, you can. Can you? Can you tbidel change? Il-ħin, that's the time. Tal-laqa, of the meeting. Ti, my. So we put it after the noun, but it means of my meeting. Tal-laqa tiegħi li jmiss. Li jmiss is next. Alright, so together, no, that's everything. Wait a little. Can you change the time of my next meeting. And obviously in English you would put ti in front of la, and it means also my next meeting, but in Maltese it's not like that. You put them behind. Alright, das gut, signora? Sure, signora, or sure, Mrs. Sure, madam, something like that. Zgur, you can remove the da here, you can also say zgur. Zgur, signora. Si awara, sabes nista nictep risposta a surfenek, 1 hour later, so an hour later, sabes, again, in order to, nista nictep, I can, nictep, I write, risposta, response, or answer, as surfenek, to surfenek. So, 1 hour later, we're talking about a meeting. Can you postpone my meeting, or can you change the time of my meeting? Yeah, 1 hour later, so I can write a response to surfenek. Alright, again, alright. Seyer informa lil dauk li se yatendu. I will inform those, or I'm going to inform those that, I'm going to inform to those, literally, to those who, li se, that's for the future tense, yatendu, that are going to attend. So, literally, I'm informing the attendees. So, see, it's a very long way to say it. Grazie. And that's thank you. And that's the end of the dialogue. I hope you enjoyed it. I will read it once again and try to understand it. Lodwaj tajba, signora Mikalev. Lodwaj tajba, Joseph. En posta alia. Iva, signora, ahna cevejna zeuj itri. Minant min. Uma tassur toni fenek. Ulocha. Kinu nein tassur fenek. Ftachtom. Iva da lodo ftitiat ilu ftachtom. U raitom. Adni mai raitoms. Nista neftachom. Atiomli. Aunuma. Iridni nerjan hares lejnil kontrati u dinil haja matojub nish. Ima dinci haja li kulhat I kollu jamel. Sfortunament. Nista najnek. Le, grazie. Alex sirt negociant. Sabish namel negociu. Forse ni batlu și correcționiet. Primer, bil forse, sabish moru ni negociau ik tartart. Alright, se colloc bzon lili, signora, le da colos. Sten aftit. Distat bida lil hinta la atiai limis? Das gur, signora. Si awara sabish nista nictep risposta a surfenek. Alright, seyer in informa lil dauk li se yatendu. Grazie. Alright, hope you liked it. If you want more of these dialogues, click on the playlist you see appearing here, and see you in another dialogue.